Hey, all you assholes, come and listen to us. It's the Keith and the Girl Show.
Hello, welcome everybody to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley. First of all, let me say this. Chemda's too shy to ask, so I definitely will. Go to keithandthegirl.com/tumor. It's a fundraiser. Chemda does need your help. Please take a look around. Libby put it together, who I want to say, by the way, Libby, excellent job, not only all week long, but every single day. In fact, I see this on the forums. Institute a Keith and the Girl Hall of Fame and honor the first inductee, Libby Phillips. In addition to her booking skills, and never have podcast booking skills been so tested, she has delivered some of the best audio journalism I've ever heard on Reverse What's My Name. Look at that. She's been best multitasker in the business. In fact, take a look at libbypr.com. Drop her a line. It's an honor to have her as a co-host. In fact, go to keithandthegirl.com/Libby, and you can see every show she's done with Keith and the Girl. Now, that said, it's a new week, so out with the old, in with the new. This week's guest host, Molly Knefel.
Hi, Keith.
How you doing, Molly?
Bye, Libby.
This is very exciting. Molly Knefel, of course, the host of Radio Dispatch, a daily political podcast. And, of course, she's written for Rolling Stone, The Guardian. She watches over your children. She's been on 30 Rock, Countdown with Keith Olbermann. And she loves talking about Donald Trump. So this is a very, very exciting day. She has been on 14 Keith and the Girl episodes.
I am not surprised to hear 14. My guess was 13. I was really close. And it's been like 6 years. It's been a really significant portion of my life.
And how did you remember it was 6 years?
Because my IUD lasted 5 years. And I remember that I was definitely coming on the show before I had an IUD. And now the IUD is out, so that's how I know.
Now, today's guy, I don't want to give you a guess right away. That's a challenge. But I did.
Uh-huh.
Okay? This guy's a button pusher. But I think you're going to dig him. Also, from Radio Dispatch, written for Rolling Stone, The Nation, appeared on This American Life, visited Guantanamo Bay twice doing undercover reporting, arrested twice covering Occupy Wall Street, out of jail, in the studio, John Knefel. Hello, John.
It is great to be here. Hi,
Thank
Keith.
you. Guess how many times you have been on Keith and the Girl?
I think it's one more. I think I'm 15. Lucky 15.
21.
Really?
Is that true?
21 times. I need you to switch places. Welcome my new host.
Holy moly.
21 times?
Yeah.
I knew I felt comfortable here.
So that means you were going on for a long time before I even moved to New York City.
Yeah, the number of times I've been on can buy beer.
Right.
Can vote, and at least, there's been one midterm where I could vote, and now can vote for real.
John was thinking, okay, I know when I put on a new condom. And that was, so I must have been on.
That was 21 times ago.
Columbus Day. Happy day for everybody. We're too evolved, right? We don't celebrate, do we?
Yeah.
No.
Right. Should we call, but we don't want to lose these days off work. Do we call it Explorer Day or do we just let it go altogether?
I've heard Indigenous Peoples Day.
Right.
I like the idea, definitely always like the idea of a day off of work. I like the idea of reclaiming existing bad holidays. So I think we can keep the day off, but use it as an opportunity to hate on Columbus rather than to celebrate him.
Okay. John, do we agree?
Yeah, and I think that in addition, we should just have another day where we celebrate other Italians.
Okay.
Because that's like a big thing, right?
Right.
There's plenty of Italians we can celebrate. And then we can have another day off work.
What like Mario, Luigi?
Sure.
Cake Boss.
Wario even.
We call him Cake Boss. By the way, I got a beautiful card from my new co-host, Molly Knefel. It's from Molly Knefel and supposedly the new husband as well. A beautiful picture.
Oh, you have it.
Of the two of you, getting married. And it says thank you. And I say thank you because this is going right above my bedpost.
Aw.
Dear Keith and Catherine, thank you for your extremely generous gift, and thank you for giving it to me live on air. That's where all heartfelt things should happen, I think. Also, thank you for giving me one more dollar than Chemda and Hennessy. We missed you at the wedding. Love, Molly, and she passed it over. Gideon, sign this.
True. It was an assembly line process.
So this is for you, Molly.
Oh, you're giving me something live on air again. Do I open it?
Molly, why would I give it?
Save it. Record it.
The envelope says to Molly and Gideon Oliver. Oh, you changed my last name for me. It says parentheses, I'm old school. So that's good. I'm going to open it into the microphone like a real reporter.
You would never take a man's name, right?
Not that I would never, but I just didn't. Wasn't really like I don't look down on people who do.
Right.
I just didn't. Like I've worked too long under this name to have a new Google search.
Well, my wife does the same thing. I found it was her idea. I found it so flattering. She did take my name, but she uses her old name for the same reason.
Yeah, and I guess I could have taken both, but my last name is complicated enough without a hyphen, so I was like, I don't need to.
Right.
All right, I'm opening. All right, so this is a card from a store, not homemade. Just thought I'd tell people. It says,
Wait a minute. Yours is obviously bulk.
Yeah, no, mine's not homemade either. I just thought I would specify.
I do like that shade, though, because it implied that you were screen printing these on your own.
Anyway, go on, politician.
Thanky, Bo Banky, banana, fana, faux fanky, me, my, mo manky. Thanky is when you open it. It says thanky again. Parentheses. This is not Keith's writing. The card writing says.
Johnny Hallmark wrote this.
I get kind of silly when people do things for me. Do nice things for me.
She's nice and swift, frivolous, but fun and serious at the same time.
Just like you.
Do I read the message from you on the air?
I'm the one who wrote it.
Let's see.
Read it in a Keith voice.
Dear Molly and I guess Gideon. Thank you for the sweet thank you card, thanking us for our thank you card. This card costs $3.99. You can tell by the $3.99 below the barcode. Thanks! Exclamation point. Heart, Keith, and cursive scribble, parentheses, how I sign Catherine.
So there you go. So thank you very much.
It does say $3.99 below the barcode.
Well, I'm not a liar.
Fact checked. I actually really like this card. The thanky, Bobanky. It's fun.
Keep it.
You guys are in a mutual escalation now.
Ball's in her court.
Thank yous for thank yous.
Oh, God, that's true. Well, I've got about 200 extra thank you cards. So if you get another thank you card, it's going to be the exact same one that you have.
Homemade.
Yeah, homemade.
Molly, you're off today because of Columbus Day, right?
It's true. I got Columbus Day and Yom Kippur off this week.
Listening to your show, Radio Dispatch, I learned that you have taught yourself a mantra before entering your building to teach, to remind yourself to be present.
Yeah.
Because you find out if you don't put yourself in that headspace, you'll zone out because they're kids. They're dumb. Yeah.
They're not dumb. They're just difficult sometimes.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to practice mindfulness. It's not just at work. It's in every. I'm the least mindful person that tremendously not mindful, as Donald Trump might say. I have no idea where I am at any time. I've done acting before, and they always, when you're in if you take acting classes, they make you be aware of your body. I'm not aware of my body, not aware of where I am. Can't do yoga, anything like that. So I'm trying to practice being present and thankful and calm and invested in the moment that I'm in, rather than having my head in the clouds all the time.
Do you, when they ask you for the interview, what is your worst quality? You don't say that, do you?
You don't say I have no idea where I am ever.
I have to tell
what
myself
my body's doing.
This is a job you are. What is the mantra? I get paid today. I get paid today.
One more day.
In the interview, I say no. I mean, like all of us, I say I work too hard.
Right.
I care too much.
You're too present.
Yeah, too present. Exactly. Too mindful.
I say my problem could be I'm here for the right reasons. And they're like, that is a good one. All right, so now let's host together. Let's get to know your brother, John.
Yeah, we got to collaborate on this.
Now, first of all, what is the... John, the fuck? Oh, this guy's acting like a host.
Jumping right in here.
Yeah. Molly will now say all the private things that you have not shared on the show.
On this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
As host, it is her responsibility.
Starting from 2009, when he probably first came on.
Right. You guys saw the debates, right?
Yeah.
Does it disgust you?
Oh, just disgusting.
Who's more disgusted?
It's a good question. I was on a bus, and buses make me feel disgusted in my stomach anyway. Right. So I may have been physically more disgusted, but... You
don't have booze. You can't connect to the internet to bitch.
Yeah, I couldn't even go on Twitter because I was using my phone to watch, whereas, John, you were at home in the comfort of the embrace of alcohol.
Yeah, this sweet, sweet embrace of alcohol. And really, what other friend do we have in 2016 other than Evan Williams or his slightly more expensive brother, Jim Beam?
We played this yesterday with Johnny Pemberton, and it's so fun. Let's hear it again.
Yeah,
this is the great Donald Trump, because I see the debate. And you know what? I ran home so that if that was the first question, Hey, you have to explain yourself on that apparently party bus talking about grabbing chicks' pussies, no exaggeration. I wanted to see where that went. And quite frankly, it went where I thought it would go. Nowhere. Can you explain yourself on this Access Hollywood bus? No. We have to worry about ISIS. And they let it go. And maybe Hillary would just look insane if she kept harping on it. But how can you not? Like, no, answer it. God damn it. Did he really just make it be a nothing thing? Because I want to play it again to make it not a nothing thing.
Right. It shouldn't disappear.
We should be saying "Grab 'em by the pussy" every day from now till November 9th.
This is Billy Bush from Access Hollywood.
You know, and she used to be great. She's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. You know,
Talking about Nancy ODell, a co-host of Billy Bush's at one time.
in Palm Beach. I moved on
Again, this is from 2005.
her, and I failed.
And again, he was only 59 years old. So give him some slack, right? I don't want to be judged for everything I said in my life.
She's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news there.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out
And then you got Billy Bush. Hey, you said to her, I'll show you some nice furniture. Oh, I bet you showed her a nice ottoman, right, Trump?
He's doing some like cut rate Rat Pack thing.
Right.
Like, oh, he did not do it.
I moved on her like a bitch.
Oh, did you have to do that? You had to move on her. You had to be respectful to a lady like a bitch. Instead of just go, hey, grab her and bring her over. I had to go, hello, I'm Donald Trump, like a fucking bitch.
Yeah, and she was married. Then all of a sudden I see her, she's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Your girl's hot as shit.
Now, this is the new girl, of course. He's going to do some stupid scene with a soap opera star, right? Now, I just saw that girl. She's hot as shit. They're driving up.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored.
He scored. He scored on an interview. I know I go on other people's shows sometimes, and I do interviews, and I'm like, I look at these pictures, and I'm like, fuck yes.
I mean, you remember how I reacted the first time I saw you. Mm-hmm. I was like,
The John has scored.
Hell yes.
I opened the door too early, and John was just pumping his fist. Yes, yes, yes.
You're with me, Keith?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, my man.
My man, she's going to ask you questions, and you're going to answer her. My main man. Let me smell your ears after.
You gotta look at me when you get out of your
Sets this up.
You got to look at me. I want those bro eyes after you see that chick.
Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your
Sets this up.
That is
Will
very
you give me the thumbs
Look
up?
at you. You are a
You
piece.
gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
Yeah, let me.
It's very funny.
You gotta give me the thumbs up.
So keep in mind, you're hearing this background people talking. There's like 7 to 9 people in this van. It's not even just the two of them.
And like 7 to 9 mics, probably.
Yeah,
You know.
right.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, you're gonna get to talk to that. Yummers.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's.
That better not be a different bitch you're talking to. That better be the one. You don't get me fucking semi-hard. Touch it, Trump. You don't get me semi-hard and then tell me that's not her. She's out in the streets. That better be her.
This does not happen to Billy Bush twice in one day.
One time I got all fucking pre-cummy over a security guard. Never again.
Yeah, that's it. With a girl.
It's in my rider. If I pre-cum to you, you better be the one that answers the bus door.
I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
Yeah, can't help it.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a weirdo attracted to pretty things. Sometimes I just fucking kiss them.
Just shoving Tic Tacs in my mouth.
You're a man's
Ready.
man. You probably know. I'm surprised you don't have mints on you, Billy.
It's coming. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star,
Me in about 2 seconds because she's gonna ask me a question. Tell you that much.
kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait.
Some people call it assault. I call it a magnet. Isn't that like a more fun way?
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Look at those legs. All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
It looks real good.
That looks good.
And Billy, I'm older than you. I know where those legs go.
Come on, shorty.
Oh, nice legs, huh?
So now he's telling somebody to move. You're in the way of me looking at these hot legs.
Out of the way, honey. That's good legs. Go ahead.
I picture them all just masturbating.
You know what? He sounds like Ralph in A Christmas Story with the leg lamp. That's his level of sophistication here.
Good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about if you're not talking about pussy. I guess Gerald Ford fell off a bus. Let's talk about pussy, bro.
Down below. Pull the hell.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Mr. Trump, how
nice
are
seeing
you?
you. Terrific.
Pleasure to meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are you?
Nice to see you. How you doing,
Very
Ariane?
good.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would
bus.
you like a little
Ah,
So gross.
I don't know which one's creepier. We know which one's running for president, but which one's creepier? Like, they're the same.
Yeah, well, and one underappreciated part of this is that Trump doesn't know how to get off a bus.
Yeah, people open the door.
Yeah. He's like, he taps the window.
To get up, eventually it opens it. But no, he's like, you can't. This hot piece of ass can't be seeing me open my own door. Yeah. You know.
Be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would
bus.
you like a little
Okay,
hug,
yeah.
darling?
That poor guy. He hasn't had woman contact for like 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
How about a
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy? I
okay.
just got off the bus.
Bushy, bushy.
There we go.
Hey, it's like stop being a woman.
Also, Billy Bush is like fluffing for Donald. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
hug him. I'm hard. Just thinking
Yeah.
about you hugging him.
Well, he's also the wingman that like I hook somebody up and then I go, but maybe another day, you and me.
You got any friends?
That's a good solid hug. John Ozele is talking about the debates. Trump is grasping at so many straws. I actually understand how he could accidentally grab someone by the pussy. Mel Gaber. For women, locker room talk consists of asking if we can walk to our cars together so we don't get raped. Girls will be girls. That's how Donald Trump excused this away in 2 seconds during the debates, right? It's locker room talk. I don't. Who knows what I said? Well, you said you're going to grab him by a word for vagina. I don't know that I did that. But it's locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. You know, look back when you were 59 and the things you said when you were married.
And like it is, I mean, I feel like there's two schools of thought on this. One is it's too dismissive to say it's locker room talk because he's describing, assaulting somebody. Then the other school of thought is it is locker room talk. Like if other men actually do talk like that, some men have been like, oh, I'm totally horrified by this, and then some men have been like, no, we really talk like this. And like if you really talk like that, that doesn't mean that it's good. It just means you're also bad.
Right. If everybody's disgusted, now you fall into that thing. And, let's say he does, of course, doesn't mean I'm going to grab him and stick my fingers inside him. But the whole thing, minimum, is extremely misogynistic. I don't care if women are around or not. Look what I'm going to fucking get. When do you come give me a hug now? I mean, picture the lady that hears this tape and is like, what were they doing? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Well, and at the debate, it took Anderson Cooper 3 questions before Trump said, I don't do this.
Right.
Like Cooper asked him the question and said, is this behavior that you've done? And Trump says, nobody respects women more than I do.
Right.
And Cooper was like, will you say that you haven't done this? And then Trump dodged a second time.
Right.
And then he finally answered a third time and he just goes, no, which is like, that's too many times.
Right.
To be
before
like,
you say no.
Right.
and
End
to be
point.
like, I said grab him by the pussy, but I didn't mean it, or I don't do that, which
Right.
means he's right, which either means which means he's a liar. I wish that the fourth question from Anderson Cooper had been like, so why did you say that if you don't grab him by the pussy?
Right.
Why did you say to grab him by the pussy?
Were you trying to look like a big man in front of the weirdo? Because that's the best case.
Right, exactly. Like you're an insecure liar or you're an assaulter. Those are the two choices.
Rudy Giuliani, Trump's main man, he tried to stick up for him.
He's talking about actions that are sexual assault.
This is Jake
and he was
Tapper.
59 or 60 years old when he said it. This wasn't something that he said when he was 18 years old. He's talking about a feeling of entitlement because he's a star. He can go up to women and grab them by the vagina. And
Thank God. But Trump is so lucky, by the way, that mainstream television and radio can't say pussy.
Yeah.
Because there is a big You're saying you can just grab a girl when you want to, and Trump's like, I guess I did. That's locker room talk. So people don't even get the problem.
Right.
Well, the initial Time story didn't even include the word pussy with like dashes or anything. They just
Right.
left it out in the initial report, which is like that is
important.
a key word here.
Yeah. By the way, I'm getting rid of the word pussy as president. Whew, that was a close one.
he won't get in trouble for it. It's really offensive on just a basic human level. Who did
Yes,
he do
it is.
that to?
Well, first of all, I don't know that he did to anyone. This is talk, and gosh almighty, you know, he who hasn't sinned.
Gosh almighty, gee, my goodness. I mean, if we're going to get in trouble for everything we say.
Gee, pussy willikers.
Right.
Anyway, this is talk, and gosh almighty, you know, he who hasn't sinned throw the first stone here. I know some of these people dropping.
I will gladly tell you, Mr. Mayor, I have never said that. I have never done that. I'm happy to throw a stone. I don't know any man. I've
Pebbles fall from the ceiling.
locker rooms. I've been a member of a fraternity. I have never heard any man ever brag about being able to maul women because they get away with it. Never.
And that's a big difference, too, if you're a guy that ever said, oh, man, she's hot, as opposed to, I'm a star, I can get away with anything, and I'll just grab him, and I kiss him, and I better put Tic Tacs in my mouth, because who the fuck knows what am I going to do? There is a difference, even if you're playing devil's advocate.
To an extra degree, but in any event, we take to an extra degree of what he said. But the fact is that men at times talk like that. Not all men, but men do.
You've talked like that?
He was wrong for doing it. I am not justifying it. I believe it's wrong. I know he believes.
That's it. And that's the end of his thing. Do you talk like that? And it's wrong.
It's wrong. Just let's all pretend it never happened. There's no
Right.
such thing as Pussygate. Why do we keep saying it?
Why do people go to that? Nobody likes blank more than I do. Why would you? This tape just came out. Hey, listen, nobody respects women more than I do. Okay, you heard me. I was on Howard Stern judging women, and I was just talking the other day about this old woman being a fat pig and made the organization look bad. But with all that said, you will not find someone that respects women. Not even Gloria Albright or something. I mean, nobody at all. That happened when we told the story. Pardon my French, of a woman that wore a mud mask, took a picture of it. She's college age, and wrote out, "Finally, I get to know what it's like to be a nigga." Smiley face, and then writes to defend herself. I have black friends. Nobody respects black people more than me. Nobody. Do you think about? Maybe Martin Luther. No, he's dead. No, nobody. Yeah, honest to God, nobody.
I was number 2, and then he died, and now I'm number 1.
Right. I think it's a good point that I've read that, it seems now, is this true that the Republicans in Congress do want to get rid of him? Is this true? Is this possible?
It seems like Pussygate, like more so than, he can say Mexicans are rapists, he can say ban all Muslims,
Right.
he can say black people live in hell and get shot when they walk down the street. He can say all these things, and then, he says, I want to fuck a married woman.
Right.
And grab her by the pussy, and then all of these Republicans are like, something is wrong here. Right. And so it seems like all these Republicans over the weekend, I mean, it's like, the people who love Trump, I don't think they care at all. They probably think it's great,
Right.
but or at least some of them do. But it seems like a lot of people, maybe Mike Pence included, are like, this might be a career liability. Like, Reince Priebus doesn't know what to do. Mike Pence doesn't seem to know what to do. All of these, congressional Republicans, I think, are like, I'm going to look a little bit sheepish in 2020 or, on November 9th of 2016 when Trump loses, and I've been backing this pussy grabber the whole time.
Yeah, but it's too bad for these Republicans that want him out, because by their definition, they have to let him finish the term, right? This would be an abortion.
Yeah.
You gotta
be a late term abortion.
You gotta carry this nominee.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Ryan has yet to withdraw his support. That real profile and and courage right there. But yeah, I think it's something like 40 prominent Republicans came out and publicly distanced themselves from Trump since Friday. But I think that Paul Ryan is going to stick with him till the bitter end. That's my prediction.
Is there a choice though? Like, could they get together and say, "Yeah, we're breaking the rules"?
Well, there are a bunch of really weird 1% chance things that could happen. So Trump's name is already on all the ballots, right? So this idea that you could just have him be replaced by Pence is kind of fantasy.
Right.
And there's already been some early voting too, right?
Yeah, and there's been early voting. But there's a very, very astronomically small chance that Pence could win some states, Trump could win some states, and that would stop Clinton from getting the necessary 270. So then it would go to the House to elect the next president, because if you don't, since we have this ridiculous electoral college system, if you don't get to 270, then nobody's president until the House weighs in.
Could they have somebody change their name to Donald J. Trump, and then that's who he voted for?
Like if Pence just comes on in a Trump wig and he's like, hello.
My name is Donald Trump. So wait, Pence could win by people writing him in?
Yeah. Again, there's like a 0.0 chance that would happen, but it's something that to kill time people are like speculating about, myself included, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a insane situation that we're in right now. I cannot stop thinking about it and cannot stop playing out all the scenarios. Like, okay, so are they going to replace him, or are they really going to let the person be the nominee who like says grab him by the pussy, and like that's going to be the defining phrase of election 2016?
Right. Did you hear, by the way, at the end, it's this town hall, and I mean, if you're undecided by this point, you're stupid, right? So they're all dummies there, quite frankly. And you read, you look in the paper, and they go, hey, what did you think? What did you learn after you saw the debate? And you never learn a thing, right? This person, Liam, he's an undecided leaning Trump, and then after this debate, he's leaning more to Trump. Who won? Trump. Ashanti, undecided leaning Clinton. Now, strong for Clinton. Who won, though? Clinton. This person's strong for Clinton when after the debate, Clinton won. Leaning for Clinton, stronger towards Clinton at the end, Clinton won. Nothing, what the fuck is going to change? Like, oh, I didn't, okay, because honest to God, I did see it, and if you ask me, neither of them say anything, and nothing's new to me, but we're not at the water cooler today going, tell you what, I learned about the Clinton's education plan, and it is interesting that in 5 years, but it's all double talk.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Even in a normal debate, like one of Trump's lines of defense was to be like, well, this is a distraction from the issues, as if like sexual assault isn't an actual issue. It is, but even like everyone was saying, well, are they just going to get down to the American people have questions about the thing they really want to know? And I feel like it's basically a myth that anybody watches any normal debate and learns anything, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, your mind's usually already made up, and if they actually talk about policies at all, they speak in platitudes. It's not like they actually get to be like, this is how we're going to make affordable childcare happen or whatever.
And you could say something of substance even if you only had 2 minutes. I've been in stand-up contests where you had to get out a whole premise in 2 minutes, you know?
Right. If you're forced to actually make a point and make it in a tight way, you can do it. But if all of the incentive is to do the exact opposite and just offer vague platitudes that people can project all kinds of ideas onto, that's what the incentive is.
Like, of course, we're anti-Trump, but I heard this is a quote from Clinton talking about one of her policies. This takes a lot of important planning, and that takes a lot of important planning. Okay. All right.
Well, and she keeps saying things like she doesn't support troops in Syria. Well, there are troops in Syria. They're special operations forces. At the commander-in-chief thing that was like a pre-debate showdown, she said U.S. forces are never going back to Iraq. Well, we have more than 5,000 soldiers in Iraq. And so Clinton's sort of obfuscations are small compared to Trump's, but she says things that are also untrue. It's just minuscule compared to his avalanche of lies and bullshit.
But I did find this interesting, and it's the first time I've heard this in a debate. So one of the members from this town hall meeting says, name something you admire about each other. And Trump said, well, I got to be honest, she's got nice tits. Gotcha, we're working together, you fucking idiot.
It's an inside job.
So that was a little refreshing.
But he said she's strong and she never gives up, which a lot of people have pointed out. He spent the last however many months being like, she's got no stamina. She's got no stamina. And then last night he was like, she's got tremendous stamina. Tremendous stamina. She never stops. And I think when he says she has no stamina, he literally means she has no penis. Like his stamina is his
Dick, right?
Yeah, like he's got a few inches of stamina, and that's what he means because he just said the exact opposite of what he's been saying this whole time. She's weak, she's weak, she's weak, she's very strong.
Well, and he's floated these conspiracy theories that she hasn't been loyal to him. He said that in the last one. And
Loyal to him?
to Bill.
Oh, right.
And that has always been code for Hillary Clinton as a lesbian, probably with her chief aide, Huma Abedin.
Really?
Right. Yeah,
I didn't realize that there's some heavy lifting going on there.
That's usually what the alt-right conservative, that's what they're pointing to when they're like, well, maybe Hillary was stepping out with a woman.
Yeah, is that a dumb question? The whole audience clapped like, oh, we're all human. What a dumb question. Honest to God, nothing.
Right.
There's nothing. He has kids. That's what Hillary said. He was able to pump something out of his stamina.
Yeah, and which was like a decent answer because she really should not have said anything good about him, except that his kids are also very bad. Like Donald Trump Jr. retweets Nazi memes. Donald Trump Jr. is a very, very bad man.
Well,
so
I remember this stupid thing he wrote out. Remember, he posted a bowl of Skittles, and it was probably a retweet, a secondhand dumb opinion. And he said, if 3 of these Skittles could kill you, would you still take a handful? Alluding to, would you let all the Muslims in if there's a couple bad ones? And it's a great idea. Let's say, these Skittles were guns. And 3 of them could be you, blah, blah, blah. The whole family's a bunch of idiots. Yeah, don't even, you know what, she's just by and I don't know, can you say, no, I'm not debating this fucking joke? Because by him being there, you legitimize him.
Yeah.
You're saying he is a person that has a right to be there.
Right.
I don't have a right to be there. Donald Trump has a right to be there.
Right. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, I know that Hillary doesn't really have much choice. Like, I think that she handled herself as well as she could last night, and of course she doesn't. But yeah, I'm almost like responding to Trump as if he's saying anything that makes any sense at all is giving him way too much credit. So yeah, if you were on the stage at Washington University last night, people would have been like, "You need to leave, Keith.
Right.
like you can't stay here."
But just keep looking at Trump, and after every sentence, go, "I'm sorry, huh?
Who let you in?
I need a Goofy the human translator. You're not trying to be funny. I don't know it."
Well, do you know the history of that Skittles thing? It came from anti-Semitic propaganda in Nazi Germany, and then sort of like percolated for a while, and people started talking about M&Ms, and then this alt-right people changed it to Skittles as a reference to the killing of Trayvon Martin. Right. So it's like that particular image that Donald Trump Jr. retweeted has like so many levels of hate and bigotry to it. You can't even keep them straight, basically.
In his defense, does he know that? Or is he just a moron?
Right.
He knows at least some of the bigotry, but he probably doesn't know all of it.
Yeah, he probably doesn't realize that it's not only Islamophobic, and maybe he knew it's Islamophobic and racist, but maybe not also anti-Semitic. But
Noah Kalina says, well, 0 babies will be born 9 months from today. Yeah, who gets horny that day, right? That's the end of those debates.
Everyone's too drunk by the end of them anyway.
But what about that move where Trump walks around while Hillary Clinton's talking, like right behind her?
Right behind her.
Donald Trump's like, Hillary, well, the problem with Donald Trump, he's right behind me, isn't he? Like a bad sitcom.
He's looming over.
Do you think he was taught to do that? Like a power play, or he's just insane? But he's just looming over her.
To be fair, do you guys remember there's a couple of funny shots from the 2008 Obama-McCain town hall. There's not really much you can do if you're the other person to not be like awkwardly photobombing, right? Because wherever the camera is, you're kind of like, so there's one of like, where I don't remember what Obama is saying about McCain, but he's saying something really negative about him, and you can just see McCain kind of like slinking out of the frame, like trying to creep out without being noticed. So I don't think it's an easy job to like be the be a person in those shots, but he seemed to have something like some sort of psychological warfare level going on, where he was just like following her, like, and standing right behind her and kind of like staring into the middle distance right above her head.
When he would never sit down. He didn't sit for the entire time.
Well, he has stamina.
Right. He's in the back doing burpees.
Going back, I heard the photographer of the Skittles ad is a refugee. That's a little bonus to it. Yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
You're welcome, Donald Trump Jr.
John Knefel writes, Mr. Trump, you have 2 minutes to ramble.
That was me.
Danny Hatch, the format of the next debate is going to be both candidates lie on a bunk bed and have a serious discussion about things. Tonight's winner gets top bunk. That's a good idea. You pretend there's not cameras, and you do one of these Big Brother houses.
That is a good idea.
And you see how they get along for a week.
Although not with Donald Trump, because he's such a friggin' dangerous man. If it was Hillary Clinton and Mitt Romney, for example, that would be delightful, because Mitt Romney is just a harmless racist. I mean, there's there's a bunch of bad things about Mitt Romney. I don't want to be like, oh, all other Republicans are wonderful and tolerant, but I would not. If I was Hillary Clinton and they'd be like, okay, Big Brother style is you and Donald Trump in a house together, I would be like, absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah, be like, hide the knives.
Yeah, right.
Well, Molly brings up a great point that Chemda brings up often also, that when somebody says, you know what, as somebody who has a wife or a sister, I don't like the way women are treated, blah, blah, blah. Like, you need that to, to make a point. Molly writes, all these men waive their biological relationship to a few women and girls like it's a personal accomplishment they worked all their lives for. And John says, as someone with a sister, I think this is important. And that's very true. That's very true.
I was quite proud of that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you get mad for a split second? Like he didn't know what he was doing?
No, but I said this to John today on our show, that there is people do bring up like sisters and mothers when they're trying to teach men to respect women. Like, oh, well, do you want anyone to talk about your sister or your mother that way? But in a case like this, the way that all the men are mad at Trump, they're not saying sisters and mothers, they're saying daughters and wives. And I feel like it has very specifically to do with like the women that I'm in charge of. Like I protect the women that I sired or own by law from men like Donald Trump, you know?
Right. Yeah. The videotape that threw Donald Trump's presidential campaign into turmoil has been sitting on the shelf at NBC, ignored for more than a decade. It happened in 2005. Until Monday, when one of the producers of the network's entertainment news show, Access Hollywood, remembered the taping session with the show's co-host, Billy Bush. So they knew they would just save it. You know, why not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I would take that one home. Executives at the network reviewed it and decided that in light of Trump's trashing of former Miss Universe, Alicia Mercado, the forgotten tape could make big news. Executive producer Rob Silverstein looked at it and found that Trump bragged to Bush. And they said, didn't Bush work for us? Who cares? We were debating what to do. It didn't take too long. By Friday, the report said, Silverstein decided to broadcast it, but not until Monday, the day after the second presidential debate. Now, which one's better? Before the debate, but now we learned, you can easily brush it off, or after when you don't have time necessarily to acknowledge it to the world? Probably after is better, right?
I think before, because even though it wasn't as much part of the debate as I wish it had been, it was still like this gigantic elephant in the room.
They had to keep alluding to it also.
Yeah, and you could tell, I feel like Trump was at least not,
He did come out somber, right?
Yeah, I feel like, Trump people thought that he won or whatever, but like, I feel like you could tell that like he had a rough weekend,
Right. That turned out to be a mistake on the network's part. It got scooped on its own story. Silverstein soon got the bad news that the Washington Post had somehow gotten hold of the tape. The newspaper said that one of its reporters had a copy given to him by a source. The newspaper's story said the tape was not leaked anonymously. They know the person who provided it. So that's funny. We had the tape, and then somebody scooped us. I tried to ruin somebody.
Right. Well, and the Post reporter who broke the story, David Fairholdt, has been doing some of the best reporting on the Trump Foundation and all this charity scam that he's been running.
Right.
So it's not super surprising that that somebody at the network was like, no, this should be out there before the second debate. Presumably that's what happened, and they went to Fairholdt.
Bush has been fired from the Today Show. So he stopped working for Access Hollywood, works for the Today Show. He's gone from there. They put out a press statement. I know we've all been deeply troubled by the revelations of the past 48 hours. This is today's executive producer. Let me be clear. There is simply no excuse for Bush's language and behavior on that tape. NBC has decided to suspend Billy pending further review of this matter. And Billy's like, stop reviewing it.
What you see is what you get, folks.
Yeah. It was unclear if Bush would eventually return to Today, but a on-air source told CNN, you will never see him again.
In polite company ever.
And
Right.
John, didn't you say what was Billy Bush's defense?
Oh, right. He said that he apologized for playing along. He said he was deeply embarrassed, and that he apologized for playing along, which I think is probably how a lot of men would have described, like, sort of being around the alpha male type Trump thing. You know? You're just like, you're playing along. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But I don't think that gets nearly. That doesn't get him off the hook at all.
And as opposed to like when Trump said grab him by the pussy, if Billy Bush had been like,
Excuse me?
what? No.
Right.
Like, which I guess might be a hard thing to do because you're like, we're just messing around, yes, and. But like, yeah, I mean, there's no, when somebody says that you really should not think that you have another option other than being like, excuse me, what did you just say? Say it again?
Right. Producer, right. He just loved it. Ha ha. Now, what if he's, for whatever reason, I always thought Billy Bush was gay. I don't know if it's the way he looked these models up and down on his show or what. There's something about it that seemed too much. So I guess best case scenario, maybe he's gay and he's just pushing it like this is the way guys talk. Like, give me a thumbs up after you hug her, bro, because that's what we love, right?
Straight guys love grabbing the pussy.
I love it. So he's got to come out as gay and go to rehab for no discernible reason, and maybe he can get his job back.
And he probably has to stop going by Billy.
Yeah.
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 I'm Bill now.
Yeah.
A Bill Penis.
Rebranding of Billy Butch. Hello, I'm Bill Penis.
Right.
I regret my past mistakes. I'm a new man.
And
She used to be very. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages, and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved.
Nice. Nice. Like a nice armoire. Right, buddy?
Handcrafted.
Right. That can go in your vestibule. Bitch.
her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big.
And he claps. Billy Bush is like, he's married. You don't give a fuck.
You're my king.
Right. You love it. I do that too. Married women. Definitely women.
tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Hot as shit in the purple.
It does sound like he's doing an impression of a man in a locker room.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah. Hot as shit.
I love to do it to them.
Yeah. Well, and that's what Trump sounds like too. He's like, I just kiss him. I just
Yeah.
kiss him. And you're like, what? How old are you? What do you think sex is?
Yeah. Yeah. And how is it still so excited? You like legs. Like you're a grown man.
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored. Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your legs.
You look at me. You look at her. Here's what I want you to do as a fellow fucking hard-dicked male. You look at her, and then you send me that look back through your eyes at my eyes.
I will remember that look.
And we'll look into each other's eyes and then we'll both be hard.
I'll look in the mirror then, see that look back, and come all over the place like we do, man.
Is my microphone still on?
Do not tell me I did it again.
Give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are a
You gotta
I mean, at the end, after you do, I actually do talk like this with Danny about guests. But then whenever we're done, we go, right? That guy was crazy, just in case it gets out.
You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
Yeah, let me.
It's very fun.
You gotta give the thumbs up.
Are you? Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist.
Better not be. I already set my fucking heart on sights on that. It better not be a publicist.
Yeah, that's right. With the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
Nice!
I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing.
I
them.
bet
It's
you
like a
are.
magnet.
I don't want to steal your thunder, but I am too. I like beauty too. Of women.
Let me jump in next.
Something about the female form.
I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
Fuck yeah.
You can do anything.
Fuck yeah, asshole. No, not asshole talk. Okay, pussy.
Too far?
I meant pussy. I meant pussy.
Look at those legs. All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
I love legs.
Come on,
It
Shorty.
looks good.
Right. It looks real good. I love legs. I love what they do. I love it.
Love where they go.
Yeah, I love where they go. The end result, always a winner. With me. In bed, right? Trump.
Oh, nice legs, huh?
Oof, get out of the way, honey. Oh, that's good legs.
I'm looking at good leg. Yeah, what if he's just You know, again, this is a good defense for him. I think. Like, listen to what I said and how ridiculous it is.
Go ahead.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Yeah, I study history all of a sudden. Okay, I'm into chicks, bro, and that's all I got time for. Maybe we can talk about Gerald Ford's wife.
Legs, Ford, legs.
Down below. Pull the handle.
It's one of those buses, you got to open it. Anyway.
Right, it's not like a grocery store door where it just opens as you approach.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Mr. Trump, how
nice
are
seeing
you?
you.
Pleasure to
Terrific.
meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are
Nice
you?
to see you. How you doing,
Very
Ariane?
good.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would you
bus.
like a little
Rub
Okay.
your thigh on him.
Ah.
Come on.
And then he says, Melania said this is okay. Like,
Yeah,
that
what?
is so creepy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy. I
okay.
just got off the bus.
Bushy.
There we go.
Hey, yeah, I got one. I made you do that. Then they walk through this tunnel before they take the mic off of Trump, and it, it sounds like it becomes a different segment. And Trump and Bush says, "Who would you rather be with? You got to pick one." She's like, and they go, "Yeah, come on, you got to pick one." And
I haven't even heard this part.
yeah, and she goes, "No, it's like, pick one. Come on."
We'll pick one that she wants to F
Yeah,
of the two of
who
them.
you want to be with that? Whatever that means to you.
You got to.
You
have
got to. And she goes, how about both of you? And Billy's like, okay, not bad. I'm next to Trump. We can touch dicks by accident.
High five.
Yeah. And supposedly, there's footage out. Supposedly producers of The Apprentice are sitting on Donald Trump using the N-word during tapings of The Apprentice. Obviously, behind the scenes, I would assume. Producer Chris Nee said she's heard tapes exist of the GOP nominee using the slur, but isn't in possession of the footage herself. She didn't work on The Apprentice. Also hints that she and many others had signed a contract with Mark Burnett, the lead producer of the show, that would make anyone who leaks the footage liable to pay a $5 million fine. But who cares if she didn't work there? I don't get that part. She tweeted out, "I don't have the tapes. I've signed a Burnett contract, and no leak fee, KNOW, is $5 million. Hearing from producer/crew, N-word is the much worse." I guess meaning much worse is coming. Clinton backer David Brock, he's a publicist of some sort.
Yeah, I forget what his deal is.
He told BuzzFeed in an email that he will pay the legal fees of any leaker.
Yeah.
And what's the good news is, Media Matters is what he's from. The good news is, if they do have it, they're not putting it out right away. Let this grab the pussy, get out. Don't WikiLeak me.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't give me too much.
Right.
And then when that seems to die down, you throw in the N-word and then remind us of everything. Because when the newspaper makes a news story, they always go, "You'll remember 2 months ago."
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, what is it? There's less than a month left now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if this other Apprentice tape comes out in a week or two, I mean, that is going to be a hard thing to bounce back from if you're Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video of you saying the N-word when you know that cameras are pointed at you.
Right.
Like, how entitled do you have to be? And how racist do you have to be?
Well, here's what you have to do is get him like you got Anthony Weiner. They said, "Hey, Anthony Weiner, you been fucking or talking to any other girls lately?" "No." "Well, here's audio tape of you talking to a 15-year-old. "Yeah, I did that."
Well, sure, that one.
So that's what you have to do. You have to go, "This report is out. Did you do it?" And you pin him to an answer if you really have it.
Well, and what a lot of people have already forgotten is that also on Friday, Trump came out and he said that he still believes that the Central Park Five are guilty, despite the fact that they've been exonerated by
Wow.
DNA evidence, and the witness has, recanted, and
Right.
they were paid a huge settlement by the city. But he came out and he's like, "No, they're definitely guilty.
Yeah,
they confessed."
He called for their deaths in a full page ad in the New York Times, called for the execution of these 5 people who at the time were children. They were 14 to 16 years old. At the time, they were children and they were innocent. And he has never once, not only has he never apologized, but yeah, just that, I think that same day,
Yep.
before the grab him by the pussy was the story. Was he was like, he still thinks that he still thinks he was right to call for their deaths. He still thinks that they're guilty. Yeah, despite the fact that this other person was like, I definitely did it, and all of the DNA evidence corroborates it. And it was like one of the great miscarriages of justice. And he just thinks it's totally fine to call for the murder of 5 black children, 5 black and brown children.
And if he needs sat down and given a documentary, not only is there one, it's a 3-parter.
And it's Ken Burns, who makes very accessible documentaries. We're not talking about like a boring documentary. Ken Burns is like the documentarian. Everyone knows Ken Burns.
I think he couldn't sit through it, right? He can't sit through more than a cable news segment, right? He doesn't read, and he clearly can't watch a Ken Burns documentary. Right. So unless it's broken down into Fox News size segments, it's just too much for him.
He goes, in between points that they bring up, do they go, that's important in my stories.
I want a really crowded screen with a lot of scrolls.
And that's right. So as we know, by the way, Chemda is at home, slowly recovering. I was talking to her on the phone. It sounds like her breath is bad. It sounds like she's running as she's talking, but it's good news to be out. She is going to get radiation and all that. In fact, at the end of this show, I'll play a clip of Wrap It Up, Libby's show, where she called in. And you'll definitely get a sense of what's going on. And I mentioned keithandthegirl.com/tumor, the crowdfunding site that Libby was nice enough to put together. And how nice are people being already? I'm looking at Rosa donated. I saw it through this site. My wife donated. She didn't even tell me. Now I look like a piece of shit.
She didn't run it by you first?
It doesn't even say Keith and Keith's wife. It says Keith's wife, and that's it. My friend Stephanie who donated. Erica says, my friend Stephanie is a devotee of your work, sending strength and wellness wishes from the Hudson Valley to you. A friend of a friend. How about that?
That's beautiful.
Todd Michael says, I'm holding on to the hope that Chemda has successfully recovered from all aspects of this ordeal, but simply can't tell us yet due to contractual obligations connected with her new book, What Do We Tumor Now? The Girl's Smart Answers to Your Stupid Cancer Questions. However, on the very slim chance that I am wrong, I'd like to help in some small way because Chemda brings so much laughter and goodness into my life each week. Your pal, Sally Tamarkin, says, sending love, Chemda. Amount hidden, donation amount hidden. Interesting.
Ooh.
Is that the way to play it?
Spicy.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Is that what Keith's wife was?
No.
No.
So now this amount hidden could have given more than we did. Micah Fox, get back to work, hippie. So many nice people.
Comedians are so nice because they'll be so kind and so mean at the same time.
Right. Here's a big donation from Anonymous. Hi, Chemda. I'm thinking of you and sending all my love. Please know how deeply loved and cherished you are by me and so many people. Hugs, Ted. So thank you, Anonymous. And then Ted's brother, Rich Alexander, breaks right after it.
Well, I'm stumped.
Michelle says, I've been listening to Keith and the Girl since high school, about 9-ish years now. I have the tattoo and have been VIP since it was an option. I want to do whatever I can to help because they have helped me with their comedy and have literally shaped me into the person I am today. Octavia Butler, Chemda, I love you with all my heart. My L'chaim tattoo has come to mean so much more every day. So I toast to your life, mine, and all the Keith and the Girl community that I have come to love over the last decade. Ophira Eisenberg, Frank Conniff, Allie Mae, you're incredible. Keep being a badass, and remember, you are so very, very loved. So how sweet. KeithAndTheGirl.com/tumor. Take a look at what's going on. And the clip we'll play is from the latest Wrap It Up from the aforementioned Libby Phillips. Of course, Wrap It Up is in your VIP feed. And there you have it. All right? All right. Molly Knefel, if you want to hear the shows that Molly's been on before, KeithAndTheGirl.com/Molly Knefel. And if you want to hear the podcast that Molly and John do together, and you do, it's Radio Dispatch. And I hear this show, and you guys are so busy that you can't even get a kettle together to boil water in your studio.
It's true.
And I'm sitting there saying, Chemda needs help? What are we talking about?
We need the radiodispatch.com/kettle. Oh my gosh.
No.
So this is from Chemda and myself.
Oh my gosh. There's a package. John's going to open it on behalf of both of us. No. An electric kettle.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You really are a
Keith,
listener
You're so
and a friend.
thoughtful.
Thank you. Thank you. Libby didn't hear you needed that, and Danny didn't run out and get it. It was all me and Chemda.
This is the prize that we get for being on 21/14 shows over the course of 6 years.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who got the microwave, but Jesse Joyce is heating stuff up right now.
The guy has burritos left and right.
Right. Molly, thank you again so much. Molly will be joining us all week long.
Thank you for inviting me.
And John Knefel, always a pleasure. I'm very excited about the next show. Me and Molly are going to dish the dirt on John.
Yeah.
John is a very private person, but not tomorrow.
Cannot wait to tune in.
Got to really relish being in the power seat here.
That's right. So don't forget, of course, keithandthegirl.com/VIP. It's every show ever done, and you'll like it. Thanks.